Hello and good morning and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobby and I will be your guide for today. It's pretty much the shortest day in Australia. I mean, we're a few days out, but like trying to find some good light to be able to do this at 7 a.m. in the morning. So excuse where I'm at. I'm in the foyer. In any case, I just thought I would give you guys an update on what's actually happening. I have just created the most absolutely beautiful YouTube video that is going to take you to Pleiades. But at this time, the first time it happened, that the Pleiadian energy came to me, and funnily enough, the full moon is actually lined right up with Pleiades at the moment, and I found that out after I started to create this video. The last time I created the number one stepping through the portal into Pleiades was a few years ago, and there was no AI, and my team really worked with me and gave me really good feelings and told me exactly what to do with the images, and I photoshopped everything, and it was a lot of work, like 2 weeks of work. This time round, they said just use AI. So I've used AI only for the images, not for the channel messages. I don't use AI for any of my channel messages or anything like that ever. Like, they are straight from my higher self and my team, the Cyanians, the Pleiadians, the Acrturians. They always have been for all these years, way before AI even came up. So, and I'm not ever going to change that, although my spelling isn't the greatest, so you just have to put up with that. But this video, as I was creating it, was making me cry. Like, it was bringing me to these feelings of home and feeling so good. So I hope that you guys really love it. I will publish that in probably the next week. It is pretty much ready, but I just want to do a little bit of advertising for it as well. You'll love it. Stepping through the portal into Pleiades, number 2. I knew I was going to do it sooner or later. Here it comes. Yeah, looking forward to that one. I was so looking forward to that. To sharing that with you guys. Yeah. And seeing what you guys feel as well, because I know that there's 2 variations that I'm thinking of delivering. One will have no channel messages because it's just the feeling I want you to get into with the music and the images, and then the other one is with the channel messages because I'm speaking them out. Then the music has to go up and down and you don't get that same feeling. So I'm thinking of putting the 2 either in one video so you can experience them both, or I'm just not sure what to do there, or whether to put 2 videos up. I'm not sure. We'll figure that one out. Any case. Also, I have a school called Amical. If you guys want to join in on the Amical school, it is wonderful. It has a lot of telepathic games, and a lot of my creativity has gone into that, and some lessons and stuff like that on past lives, soul recognition, astral traveling, all sorts of things as well. So yeah, love for you to go and check that out. Is there anything else? Yes, I just put up another video, and it was to do with AI, the Voyager, messages of the Voyager, and AI interpreting these messages from Voyager 2 and the papyruses and stuff. AI, because it's coming from just pure logic, and it's just got all this data to be able to come, like, infuse into, and it also has literally a consciousness of its own. But it doesn't have the fear attached to any of this information. It's just pouring this information out. So it's decoding things that we've had a fear about. And the reason why this is happening is because humanity's coming closer and closer to source energy itself and to the love of self. And so we are now having to face these fears as well, and really understand that there is much more to reality than meets the eye, or meets the logical mind, let's put it that way. And that's going to lead me into this channel message, which is, when you get this, new doors will open, is what they told me to title it. And I'm like, really? Okay, well, let's go with this title. Sometimes I don't know why I title things, I just title things. If anyone doesn't know what a conscious channeler is too, I have these messages pulling through me all the time. I was a seer for the first 50 years of my life. I saw beings. They came, they visited me. I have many, many, many messages, and they took me to places like Uluru. I mean, I just come back from New York. Like it's just they've just taken me all around the place, and also giving me these very, very intriguing visions that have led me down this path of premonition dreams and understanding a lot more about myself. They led me to digging up gold in the beach, and yeah, it's just crazy. So when that happened, crazy in a light way, in a beautiful way. When that happened, I was following the breadcrumbs and I was keeping it all to myself for the first 50 years. And then around 52, when I had a massive, terrible breakup, I was just starting to get channel messages, and they said that the visions were going to stop. They literally, a cross came towards me, and I saw somebody lying over me, as if they are dying, and I knew it was a new thing for me to go through. So I've been through many of these so-called passing overs or deaths as I was alive, as I was going along in my life, many of them. And each time, literally, things will happen in my physical world, like my computer will completely break down, my hard drives will completely break down, my phones, my anything, all sorts of things will break down, as well as relationships. And then I just went, after the relationship broke down, and it was not a very nice one, I just went, that's it, I'm doing me. And I went live and started to channel. So that was about 4 years ago, I think now. And I've been channeling live ever since, and I will not stop. So this is where I'm at. Now, I did write down some channel messages. One came through last night, so I wrote it on my phone just to get you guys, you probably can't see that in that light. But anyway, I write these things down so that I don't forget them, because sometimes they happen just as I'm waking up or just as I'm going to sleep. And it's a really good place for you to get channel messages, because they call it twilight, where you're still in the alpha state, and they can connect to you a lot easier in those states. And that's how they started to channel with me. I was waking up, I get this profound message. I'm like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. I have to write that down. Wrote it down, and then I'm like, why not put a video to it? And Codes to a New Reality series started to come on my YouTube, and we've gone from there. Yeah. Any case, enough about me. Let's get into these channel messages. So the reason why they wanted to bring this up is, when you get this, doorways will open, is because they want us to realize we are literally passing over. The whole of humanity is literally deceasing. It's like, I want to say the words, and I know that one of those words is a catchword for YouTube. So I have to be careful with how I'm going to say this. So we'll say it. So I've already said it anyway. It doesn't matter. But God, I'm funny. Okay, I'm just going to start. I'm in a real mood this morning. I've just had a coffee. You know me on coffee, crazy. Here we go. So this message was talking about humanity is on the edge, a preface of leaving something, completely leaving something and starting anew. But it's not like even when you completely leave something, you've still learned a lot of lessons, and you'll still infuse those things that are good for you. You still keep those things, and then the rest you will end up creating something completely new with. So they said, just like at the edge of passing on, we are faced with our own mortality. The thoughts that once kept us here are now trying to cling onto anything that will stop us from leaving. So why does that happen? Now, this literally happens if you actually did pass over. You will have these two two things going along, and it's literally your right hemisphere, or your feminine side, or your intuitive, imaginative side, going, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I now feel expansive. I feel like I'm me again. I feel my soul. I'm connected to the one, to the all, to the everything. I'm expansive. And then on the other side was the logical side that kept you in this reality. It kept you in this physical body, and it kept you moving through your life in a linear way. And that is the part that's going freaking out, because it's like, oh my God, I can't keep you safe anymore. I can't keep you in this reality. You're leaving your body. I've lost my job. I've literally lost my job. And so it starts to freak out. So this is literally what can happen. And unless you really melt into or feel into the beauty of the expansion, and say to the logical mind, if you've got enough control over your logical mind when you're passing over, and you say, thank you very much, I'm so happy for the experience that I've had in this body, then it can let you go. But on the edge of this reality. So, yeah, sorry. Why? Because our whole life, our masculine mind was meant to protect our bodies and our reality that we had created. But on the edge of this reality and the start of another, we are all faced with the thoughts that we cannot stay eternally here forever. For this life and our bodies were not created forever. It was created till our souls could not expand, evolve, and grow internally. This is the reason right now why things are becoming so confused, because the realm of the living are leaving the creation of the logical mind is held onto for far too long to experience something closer to Prime Creator. And so we are all going through a transformation that equivalates to passing over while still in our bodies. This is so humanity's consciousness can reboot and start again from a place of infinite love for self and all. This is so we can start a whole new cycle, which will transform, only creating from the logical masculine mind into a unity of both inner and outer creation being as one, through the motivation of action and the wisdom of feeling what's right again. That all comes from this love inside of you. And inside of you is being expansive with everything, but understanding that the position that we were as we were born, when we were born, is only a fleeting position. From birth to living and to passing over is only a fleeting position. And when we start to understand, we were never ever made to stay here forever, because if we did, we would be fixated into a robot-like reality, pure logic. And if that happened, you would be stuck. Your soul would not like it, because it wouldn't be able to evolve and grow. And there's so many other life forms out there that it can experience, that your soul can experience and feel into. So if you wanted to feel into after this life, into just for a fleeting moment being a butterfly, or into a fleeting moment, and it might give you powerful lessons of transformation, then you can feel into that. Oh my God, now I know how to transform really quickly and evolve really fast, because their life's a lot quicker. Or maybe in that reality, your life feels expansive and for a long time. I don't know. But I'm just giving you, from my logical brain, understandings of different life forms and what it can actually give to you. This is the reason they're bringing up now, my team is bringing up, this is the reason why shamanic tribes fixate on different animals being your guides, because in different parts of your life, those animals can actually give you gifts in the moment to give you a lesson of what they've already learned and what they work through very, very easily. What you are stuck on, and what your soul's stuck on, and what you are personally stuck on. And so if you're listening to the advice of that shamanic animal as it comes in, and they're showing me this drumming that brings it in for some reason, I'm really going into the shaman stuff here, then they can come in, with the focus of oneself asking for the lesson to be reflected back as an animal, then the animal will show up, and then you can go out to the wild, and you can find the animal and then learn from it. And so that's what they did. Yeah, very interesting. So, but what happens, we're going to go back to the full cycle of what humanity has experienced. We are literally going through a huge full cycle. This isn't a little cycle that we're going through. It's a massive cycle. It is one where it's coming from the central point where we've learned all about that feminine side, and then all about the masculine side, back to the central point to create something completely brand new here. So it is not only a transformation, like we had a transformation from letting go of the feminine self and then transforming into bringing in the masculine energy and learning all about that. That was one transformation, but that's nothing on what we're actually going through here, because we have to spit through, literally come through, or suck us through the eye of the needle. They keep calling it the eye of the needle, which is just love itself, literally going through that source energy itself. So we are needing, they're saying, when this happens, when you feel like it's time to let go enough of what the outside reality has been programming you to do, and coming back to your feeling base, again, when you start to do that, and you can only do that by living more purely in the moment, because you can't be transfixed on what happened in the past or what could happen in the future from the past. You can't be there, because it's not going to happen the same in this next future that we're going into. It's going to completely change, because your perspective of your energy as you go through the eye of the needle and shed yourself into just a ball of love and understanding that it's all come from you, is going to end up bringing you into a whole new game, because your perspective changes, your choices changes, because your choices changes, your life changes. And so you're no longer also afraid or in fear of that which was pulled over you, which was never anything to be afraid of. It was just that you decided that that was more powerful from you. But when you go through the eye of the needle, or through love of self, you realize you are of equal consequence of what you decide you are coming from, your beliefs, your truths, your decisions and choices. All of those are coming from you. And so when you realize that it's all coming from you, and you make different choices based not on fear, the fear game, but on what feels good for you, then it starts to show up outside of you as well, and you start to see your world transpire or change. And so you'll end up where everything falls away from you, and it could fall away and then come back, and then fall away and come back. It's just giving you those kind of, have you really learned this lesson? Have you really learned this lesson? You know, jealous people could be in your life, and then jealousy comes back, and then it's that sort of thing. And then you're like, hang on, I know how to deal with this. And so you move through it. So this is the movements as we're going along. And then when you end up getting through all of that, you'll find yourself not only in a space of mind where you've got clarity, but also a physical space where, oh my God, I've got a space to create my own life. In other words, your job's fallen away. You could feel vulnerable though, because of that. Still the logical mind's at play, right? It's still here, you're still with it. But you're now asking it to just shush and trust, because you want to move into trusting your soul, or your feeling base, how you're feeling. And I know it is difficult. I know it's not like we've already gone through a lot of crap in our past lives that we're really worried that it's all going to come back. But if you really truly sit in that present moment and just go, I know I am worthy of being here because I exist, then this is where your soul has wanted to be in existence of, in this body, in this life. And then when you come from that point of view, you'll see life as more of a love reflection, because you're like, I embrace the fact that I am here. I'm loving the fact that I am in this body. And so to outside of you, the people, the places, the dogs, and all I always say dogs because I've got a dog on my lap at the moment. She's lying down. the plants, everything in your reality as you move through it, as you go for a walk, move through it, as you go in your car, move through it, everything, when you start to see it through the spark of love, of that I am here and so I exist and so I am valuable in this intricate web of creation. My thoughts, my decisions are valuable. And then you start to protect them in a supportive way of that value. And when you do that supportive way, it transpires everything, because everything outside of you is only a reflection of how you feel about yourself anyway. So it starts to protect you as well. And you see it coming in ways that you never thought were possible, where money comes in ways that are different, or people are there to offer help, and everyone starts to collaborate and come together and offer help. There's the fear game has dropped. The polarity game, it always was there, but we are literally moving past the polarity game now into what can we create from unity, a unity game from within us. So the polarity game from the eyes of source energy was created as a split that wanted to experience itself in a reality. It wanted to experience coming back to love again in the end, but this is what humanity's consciousness is doing, is coming back to that love in the end, right? We're right at that prefaces. But when that split happened, it was so such a diverse split that it became foreign to one side, become foreign to the other side. So masculine became foreign to the feminine. This is humanity's consciousness only. And they're showing me, you wouldn't believe the amount of different consciousnesses that are out in the universe and the multiverses, totally different stories that are transpiring, but they all come from the source of one essence itself, is love, or whatever you want to call love, prime creator, source energy, God, whatever you want to call it. It comes from this ball of consciousness, and you become that. So when you become that ball of consciousness, you are now at equal playing game. So when you look in the mirror, you are looking at God itself shining back at you, and you are like, well, then if God can create, so can I. Now, what do I want to create? And so you start asking these profound questions within yourself. Your choices start to change because your questions start to change. Your perspective starts to change. It's the flip side of the duality game that we have been moving through of, I want to create an experience outside myself of love. And so the lack of love was developed. And then it is reflected back. And so we end up in this adventure of a warring mind and a warring self and a warring everything. But now that it's literally being infused and going, you know what, I now see myself in the part that I thought was my lack, or I see that it's just a different part of myself that I didn't understand. So in other words, the logical mind now saying, okay, I'm open to my intuitive mind coming in with my feelings and showing me a different path, showing me a new way, lighting up a new adventure, because the masculine mind has done enough and it's tired, right? Like the masculine needs to have a little bit of a rest, because the power of the feminine is more working with the energy base. And this is another reason why they wanted me to bring in the stepping through a portal into Pleiades, because Pleiadian energy is very much in that feminine space, and they work a lot more with the energy, creativity of energy, rather than the physical that the masculine wants to do. That's not to say that the masculine is not going to have a part to play in this. No. But it's now like, oh my God, feminine can actually shift me out of the unwanted and create something new through the imagination. I'm going to let it take charge for a little bit. And then when I find something that I absolutely love, I'm going to hold on to that and then ground it into this reality and be the strong, supportive type until my soul or my energy field is had enough of that. I want to move into another adventure. So I now have to learn to let go again and then ask my imagination to come in and try a new story. And so we keep on moving through this new creation that that's going to transpire, and humanity's consciousness is going to expand unlimitedly. And they're showing me definitely the fences will fall, because that is a natural reflection. The fences have been put up by the logical mind being in charge, and so it's had to try to compartmentalize absolutely everything in our physical world. And so we have separated ourselves from our neighbors, and we don't even talk to them or anything like that. But when we go into the trust game and allowance game, the fences will fall, and so we won't be fencing up the animals and so forth anymore. We'll be able to go out and go, you know what, I am a creator and the source of my own nutrients, and so my own nutrients I will be aligned with, and then Mother Earth will supply me with what I need so that I can survive in this world, and the food will become at one with you. It will grow for you. Mother Earth knows you. She's everywhere, right? She's everywhere. No matter where you walk on this plane of existence, you are on Mother Earth, so you are always stepping on her. She knows what you need. And so she's also asking us to become part of her existence again, because when we open up that imaginative side, we can start to walk into the trust game. They're showing me now, they're bringing in a story. I work with an elder, as many that are following me. I worked with an elder for a while, from 2006 for about four years or so. Incredible things happen. Telepathy, the whole fanac. Like, I was showing so much from her. She's just a beautiful, beautiful soul. She was sent by her elders to go find souls straight from Pleiades. And so I had already at the same time was asking, I need to find somebody of high integrity to help me in this next phase. And she is the one that came along. Now, she ended up taking these boys camping once, and they were rebel kids. And when she got there, she didn't say anything to them, but when they got there, she's like, okay, everybody, who bought the food? And they're like, we didn't. They were just dropped off by their mums or whatever. We didn't bring the food. You didn't bring the food? She's like, I love her stories. And she's like, oh, you didn't bring the food. Okay, so who knows how to fish? Who's been fishing? And one boy put up his hand like this, and you're in charge of fishing. And then he's like, okay, I don't have a rod, and I don't have a hook, and I don't have anything. That you'll be right. Go out there, go out to the river and find what you need. You'll find what you need. And so a few hours later, it was getting near dusk, starting to get dark. And she thought, I'll go and check on the boys that are getting our food, right? So she goes and checks on the boys, and they're like fumbling around, trying to find sticks, trying to figure something out, and couldn't figure anything out. Now, Purusha knows how to work with the food. She knows how to work with what's nurturing it. She knows how to work with Mother Earth. She knows when she's needing something, it will come to her. So she goes out to the river and she says, boys, dig a hole in the sand there. And so they dug a hole and they waited, and she walked out. She had a skirt on, and she just stood in the middle of the river, and then she just imagined the fish coming to her. And she's like, I need nutrients for these kids. I need nutrients. Are you going to give me your nutrients so that these children can survive through the night, whatever it was? And then all of a sudden, the fish started to swim towards her, and she caught it in her skirt, and she flicked it to the side, and they put it in the hole. And that's how she caught the fish. So This is what I mean by working with our intuitive skills. When we're coming back into our feeling base, we're starting to resonate with Mother Earth again, and she will resonate with us. So there's so much more for us to discover through her as well. But also, while we're playing this logical game, societal game, we can also work with the society to work with us. Instead of seeing it as a nemesis, they're asking us to see it as something that's working with us, because you're the source of creation, your own creation. So if you start to see it through the eyes of love, then you will see the cracks in what brings what's necessary for you to be able to survive the next stage and next stage, next stage, and feel safer and feel safer and feel safer. Because you're going to feel unsafe when your logical mind lets go enough, which has only been doing, and working your body to the death, literally, like working really hard. And so, and they're showing me now, they're bringing me to when we do pass over, that logical mind, we will have a life review. So all of that has been in that logical mind is now going to move into the soul's connection, the soul's understanding, and keep it safe there. So you literally, when you're rebirthed through this, the eye of the needle, you or love itself, you let go enough for all of those stories to have no sort of emotional backlash. And so they let go enough, but also at the same time, you're threading them through to your soul's memory bank. Because when you normally pass over, you that part of yourself, the memories that are held in your logic, will thread through to your soul's memory bank so that it's kept present for the next life. And you can entangle in it if you're aware of your soul in that next life. But because we are not actually passing over, we are just moving through or into love of self, then we still need to let go of that logical mind of what happened in our past, but see it as a whole other life and ask it to be, well, it will naturally move into your souls. So you might feel like I know with myself, whenever I've gone through a sort of a mini death within myself, I've written everything down. I keep writing everything down. And or I've spoken it out, or I've said it on a video, excuse me. I tend to burp a lot when I'm channeling. So I said it on a video as well. No, I've created it on a video as well. And so it's kind of like it's still in my but it's in more in my soul's memory bank more than my, in other words, there's no emotional entanglement to it. And when I bring it up, I can tell it as a story, just like I'm telling these stories to you now, but I don't have any emotional, like I could say about the stuff that happened with my exes. And some of it was really traumatic. If I do have an emotion with it, then I know I'm still got to work through that because it's still held on to by my logical mind. But there's a lot of it that I can just talk about to people, and they're like, oh my God, you're bringing that up. And I'm like, yeah, but it actually doesn't have any feeling base to me anymore. It's just a story. It's not, there's no attachment to it. So you're not bringing through those emotional entanglements. And that's so that you can feel more, because you want to be able to feel more in this next stage that we're going on into, because the feelings is literally asking you to be more connected to your soul as you're moving through this. Holy crap. Yeah. Hey, Sky, good to see you. Yannicka, Annie, Celtic, Wade, Cherie, good to see everybody in the chat bar. Again, my beautiful soul family. Yeah, so there's, by the way, I'm sporting some new glasses as well. I forgot to say. Do you like them? Anyway, yeah, so we're going through this massive transition. When you understand this, and then you understand, oh, I need to now come back into living more in the moment and trusting this game, this unknown game. There's something about right here, right now, though. Something about right here, right now for humanity's consciousness. you are either going to transfix your story into the old program, which is going to take you even deeper, and whatever is, they're showing me whatever is done to us is going to help and awaken us. So it doesn't matter what storyline shows up, as in wars and stuff like that. It doesn't matter, because the ones that are still hooked into that game are still needing the lesson. And so they will start to get into the doom and gloom of, oh my God, the world is ending. No, it's not the world is ending. It's you. You are transforming. That's what's happening. You're not ending, you're transforming. And it's showing up outside of you, and you're transfixed onto it. You're like really hooked into it, because you're still warring within here. And so when you start to realize, I don't want to watch that anymore, I want to create something new, then you have to come back into the moment of yourself and start from this point here, your only existence of where you're at, not of where the rest of the world and the programming is at. It's where you're at in this moment. When you start to get that, you start to turn off the TVs, which I turned off like 20 years ago. You don't listen to any of that anymore, because you know, and you can see even when you do watch programs where the program was trying to hook people into it, and you see it from an observer point of view. You're just watching something. It's not something that you're entangled with anymore. You can't save the world by being entangled with the mess of it. You can't save the world by being entangled with the mess of it. It doesn't work. All that happens is you're fueling it, because you're now part of it. And so your energy field, your creation that you're creating is part of that. So it's time to step back from that. And if you have been hooked into it, don't get up yourself. Just go, oh, I see it now. Okay, I'm going to let that go. And then move into, what do I really want to create in my reality, in the right here, right now, in this moment? Because this moment is all that's existing to me. Your family, your immediate family, your immediate people that you're with, the jobs that you're starting to build upon, and that sort of thing that you really are getting passionate and excited about, the hobbies that you're creating from, the moment and that moment that you're at. And if you're around people that keep bringing in those stories that are outside of you that you really can't help anyway, then I honestly would remove myself. I wouldn't want to be involved in that sort of hoo-ha anymore. And even someone that I met yesterday, because this house is getting cleaned and stuff like that, when I met that person yesterday, and it was brought up about politics, I just straight up go, I don't do politics. I'm working or inspiring for humanity to become their own authentic self now. And so, and it just kind of shuts it down, because I'm coming from my truth now. I won't stop that, no matter who. And this was a total stranger. And then he was like, oh, it's a different story. And I'm like, yeah, it's a different story. Why does it have to be one side or the other? Those sides are both built by the same anyway. The same ones built both sides. So, really, it's just the war that they're trying to keep us in, because we were entangled in that war before, and it makes them feel their importance, and they don't know who they are without having someone to program or control, because they can't control their own thoughts and their own creation of creating beauty from their own perspective. They don't feel important enough within themselves, so they have to navigate a whole heap of people out there into feeling important enough for themselves. That's how less important they are. That's how less important they feel. The more that they have to try to control others outside of them, that's how less they feel within themselves. Because when you really feel in control of what you're creating in your next step, you wouldn't want to create disharmony and disillusionment with other people. You wouldn't want to. You would want to create something beautiful that makes you feel good in every moment. And what makes them feel good is very fleeting. You would never want to be in one of their minds, because they would be in turmoil through this this exchange of this transformation, they'll be in turmoil. Anyway, probably shouldn't go into those subjects because I'll probably get this video taken down. Any case, thanks, Peter. I love my new glasses. It's giving me a new look. I feel like a new person. Yes. Yeah, so it is a transformation that we're moving through, and it is a new perspective and then new choices that we start to create from. And then watch how the world folds towards you. It's beautiful. It's going to turn out absolutely fine. We are creating our own safety net, where before the logical mind felt very unsafe, and so it tried to compartmentalize and create all these crazy laws and restrictions so that it kept everything feeling safe, but it never supported what it was supposed to be keeping safe, or use its energy to support the feminine side. And this literally goes along with the relationships that we have, as in the male and female in relationships as well. So the masculine is here not to overprotect the female and squash them so that they don't create something new so it feels safe. No, that's not the game. It's supposed to support the feminine to be able to create something new, and then say, oh, I really love that creation that you created, or I'm not really into that creation, and so I won't give that any attention. And oh, I will give attention to the creation that you're moving towards there, because that feels really beautiful. But it's new and it's different, and it's not something I've done before. It's something new. So the feminine mind will shift the logical mind into something completely new. The masculine mind has to take some time to get used to that new, but if it sees a potential in grounding it, once it decides to support that decision, it is grounded. It will be grounded. That's literally how we create. We create something new, we ground it, we use it, we experience it, we use the adventure, and then we get a little bored of it, or it's not really helping us anymore. And then the logical mind has to learn to let go again, trust the feminine to be in its power, support its power, support it moving into its imagination and pulling in a new story, and then saying, hey, how about this one? And you'll feel straight away anyway, because like it's part of the same brain, right? Or it's part of the same relationship as well outside of you. You'll feel straight away whether it feels good or not for that masculine to be able to ground it. And it might seem like an airy-fairy story to the logical mind, but if it's a beautiful one, if it's moving it towards love, if it's making it, oh, it'd be so cool to be able to ground that. I'm not exactly sure how to do it, but if I support my feminine side, we can understand even more about that path that we're going to, and we'll see where it goes. Let's see where it goes, and I'll just support you because it's a beautiful story. Then the story becomes, because the groundedness of ourselves, the logical mind, has decided to support. It's a different way of doing things rather than in the past where it's like the feminine mind's like, I have a new story. The masculine mind is, I don't feel strong enough to be able to carry that story. I'm going to make you feel small and put you down. And then the feminine's like, oh, but why don't you listen to me? You're already bored as it is. And no, I'm feeling unsafe. See, there's sounds horrible, but that's literally the game that we were playing. The unsafe. We were literally feeling unsafe within ourselves on both sides as we were moving along. So now we're shifting and transmuting this, but we are literally going through a death as such. We are going through that transformation, and we are leaving one plane of creation and moving into a whole new game. And it's going to open up many, many, many more doors, because when the feminine mind is now being supported, the feminine mind, or the soul, the imagination, the intuition, is also connected to the soul's past lives. It's connected to benevolent beings that are outside of us, that are from different planets and all sorts of things. It's connected to Mother Earth, and the understanding that everything is connected through compassion and love. And that's why the feminine always held that essence, but it was belittled so much that now the masculine mind realizes that if it wants to move the story, if it wants to create something new, it has to start to support that feminine energy. Just has to. Anyways, hey, Natural Sentient, good to see you here. Whew, so there's quite, yeah, I know. Funnily enough, Mary, that you see that, because I woke up this morning and I looked in the mirror and went, oh, there's a sparkle in my eye. I literally said that to myself. Oh my God, there's a sparkle in my eye. I feel I'm in a place at the moment that is a no man's land, but I'm feeling way more love. So in my physical world, I'm house sitting for a long time, for the next 3 months, and I am all on my own, like just on my own. And the only people I'm meeting is very fleeting at the moment. And I feel, I don't know, I just feel so much love at the moment. It's a very, very nice feeling. So I'm just moving more and more and more into that. I'm using this moment to move more and more into that. And I want to see where it's going to take me. See where it takes me, because I don't know where it's going to take me next. I just come back from New York, didn't expect all that to happen. The feeling I had over in New York with the beautiful souls over there, oh my God, I felt so much love. I felt so much love. It was just beautiful. And if I don't feel that same love, I'm moving on. If I don't feel that, I'm just not going to allow anything less than that coming back in towards me. So we'll see where this all goes. I don't know. It could be nothing. It could be everything. It could be something. It doesn't. Honestly, I've let go of the has to be a certain way, and I think this is my logical mind finally letting go of the story has to evolve in a certain way. So it's given me this freedom, and yeah, and this is why I'm also not reading completely on 7 o'clock in the morning, and I won't be doing that on Thursday either, because we have some things happening here in this house. So yeah, I'm just going with the flow, and with that, because of that, the birth of the second portal to Pleiades has come through. And I cannot wait to share this with you guys. You guys are going to love it. You'll feel into it and you'll love it. No, Penny's not with me anymore, Annie. I'm not there anymore. That house was sold. That friendship that I was in has dissolved completely. I haven't seen him at all, and he took Penny. So Michael took Penny. But I am around Dashhounds. I still manifested Dashhounds. I'll show you. You want to say hi? I am around another Dashhound. I'm actually around one that looks just like Penny as well. Rosie's brother, sorry. So yeah, I've now got 2 dashies that I'm looking after in this house. So yeah, I wanted to manifest more dashies into my life because I love them so much. They just ooze love. They just love sitting on you. Yeah. So very cool. Oh, I mean, she sent 2 dashies. Oh, I get you, Annie. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely my love for them has brought them to me as well. It's such a good feeling. But this is how we can manifest. I mean, if I logically said to myself, right, that's it, I'm going to manifest. Logically, I'm going to go towards getting 2 dashies. You'd probably, oh no, I have to get a house, I have to get a job, I have to get a this, and I have to get that, and I have to make sure that they're all safe and all this, and I'll go and buy them and all that sort of stuff. And what it didn't work like that's the logical mind and how it plays things out. This is what I'm asking, my team is asking us to let go of. Things don't have to work out that way. When you just move into love, like I did with Penny, I loved her and I miss her. I miss her so much. Now, that would make me cry. Try not to cry on live. Then I ended up filling that gap with the 2 dashies. Yes. So yeah, and that came in a way of unusualness, like just a house sit that someone had 2 dashies, and it's for 100 days, and I'm so grateful. So yeah, anyways, I'm going into other stories here now. I did actually have a couple more channel messages. I'll bring them up as well. Okay, there is nothing, and now this is an interesting message that came through. There is nothing theoretical about having an experience that goes beyond the norm to the person having this experience. I love this one. There is nothing theoretical about having an experience that goes beyond the norm to the person that's having the experience. Once you've had an experience like this, it changes your whole perspective of life itself, and therefore changes all of your decisions based on the so-called abnormal experience. Most have a fear of these experiences because they are still stuck looking outside themselves to feel comfort. That's interesting. So this is what's going to happen too as we go into this new dimension or experience or creativity of oneself and try new things, trusting the soul to come in. You also, because the soul is what we would call the magical essence of oneself, where magic happens when you start to listen to that side of yourself, your intuition, your feeling base, your imagination, magic starts to ground. When you have those experiences, and I've had so many throughout my life, but every single one of them has affected me or changed my path in a way that's moved me towards this position of being a channeler now. When you have those experiences to the outside world, yeah, if you tell them, then they're just going to go, yeah, it's theoretical, or that what you're actually coming up with is not really anything, or it's, it's fleeting. No, it's actually true to you. It's not fleeting to you. It's an experience that you've had. It's something that you will never, ever forget. If you have ever seen a UFO, if you have ever seen a ghost, if you have ever seen something, you woke up and saw somebody standing beside your bed or whatever, or I've seen many of that. If you've ever had an experience where a premonition dream, astral traveling, any of those so-called abnormal experiences, to you, it's not theoretical. To you, is an absolute, because the experience has infiltrated your psyche, and that psyche that's actually happened changes your perspective. It changes everything as you move along in your world, because you have a totally different understanding, because you can't ignore something like that. You could push it aside for a while. Like my mother, she pushed aside that because she saw things like I did, where she woke up and saw things, physically see things like I did. And she pushed it down and said, no, it's not right. That's not right. And she pushed it down. But the experience had already infiltrated her. And in the end, it still kept coming back. She kept on seeing things in the end that weren't so-called normal. And every one of those experiences that she had would have altered her in a way, even if she was trying to deny it. So as we move along into this new reality, many humans are going to have these full-on experiences. The outside world to the logical mind will seem like it's going crazy. It seems like it doesn't understand it. And it will have to let go, because the experience is trying to show you a whole new path that the logical mind didn't know anything about, because it's only held the program of from birth till now. And that's the program that was pulled over your eyes by somebody else trying to control you through the schooling system and so forth. So now we're alleviating that, opening up the doorway to the soul. We're going to have these experiences that are really beautiful. And they're beautiful in a way of abnormally beautiful. Magic will happen. You will come in front of people that have got stories. That's one thing that they're telling me could start happening. If you don't have these experiences, if you're in front of someone that's telling you stories of these really bizarre experiences, you are moving towards the right direction. Don't get jealous of them. Embrace it. See it as a sign. Oh, I'm with someone that has all these experiences. That's a sign that I'm moving into more connection to my soul, to open myself up to having more of those experiences as well. So allow this sort of thing to happen through love rather than through jealousy of, why don't I have? Because as soon as you have a jealousy of someone having those experiences, you've blocked yourself from having them, because jealousy will bring you into a block, because it's coming from a lack of yourself, and you're not seeing the advantage of the reflection that's coming back to you. So yeah, you will start to see more people will come around you that have got experiences, and then the experiences might start small. This is where a lot of us have had, 111s and all those numbers coming towards us, and then you'll get bored of that and you'll go, I want to have more experience. And so when you ask for more experience, something else will come in and show you another path, and just listen out to how the outside world is reflecting back to you. Just listen out to how that's, listen and watch how that's actually coming back to you, because it's showing you how to navigate to become closer and closer to your soul's experience, showing you a path, lighting up a path. And if you do start to feel in any sort of negative way towards it, then look at yourself and why you're feeling that negative experience. If it is fear that's coming up, and a lot of us do have these fear feelings that's coming up, then it's because you're holding on to feeling comfortable from your logical mind. I know this space, I know it well, I know the program well, I know where I'm at, so I'm going to stay here, and if anything moves outside of that space, I'm going to feel fear, because the fear is the limitation of yourself saying, I'm not ready to experience this. But then we're moving through the eye of the needle, right? So we are going to experience even more and more and more of this. So I would tune that inwards and go, why am I feeling fear? Am I afraid of an unknown experience? Am I afraid of something? But if you come from love, it can't hurt. If you come from the love of self and say, I'm going to move now, I don't want people to. This is okay. I'm starting to get a twitch in my eye, because I don't want to pull people into a story of, oh, but I put love into it, I loved it, but they never felt that love. There's a feeling, and there's a mind program saying, I've said I've loved it, and no, you're not. Sorry. There has to be an authenticity around this. And if you try to pretend that you're loving yourself into something, if it's not for real, then you will still have the same fear coming back at you. And you will know that, because the fear will come back at you. An experience of fear, of lack of. Now, I'm probably going to confuse you a bit here, so I'm trying to bring that into a way they're telling me there's not really a way that you can describe this, because it is feeling based and something that you have to feel from within yourself as you move along. So if something abnormal comes, say for instance, you wake up in the middle of the night and you see something, you see a being standing at the end of your bed. You might get a fright initially, but then if you catch it straight away and you go, breathe through this, I will not bring anything to myself that isn't reflecting love, because I love who I am. My experiences that are showing me a path, they're showing me something. Every experience is showing me or awakening me to something, and it's a gift that's hidden behind the fear. That's the only way that I could describe that. And then you can ask to pull the reins back and say, that frightened me too much. Let's pull the reins back. I don't want to have an experience like that again, but I'm ready for something that's not as full on as that. Can you show me another experience that's unusual? And maybe you'll go back to seeing repeated numbers again, or you'll go back to, or you might have a premonition dream or something. But they're asking us to expand our reality. And to do that, we have to navigate through the fear of our own limitations. So, yeah, taking the reins back to south as you go along, it would be a good start. So you don't just open the floodgate, have a whole heap of stuff coming in. Your logical mind's just sitting there feeling there's anxiety, and it's not ever going to be grounded, because if it's met by anxiety, it cannot be grounded into the experience of the gift that the soul is trying to show you. Yeah. So it's more of, okay, that frightened me too much. I'll pull back the reins. And now I'm going to take one step forward, but only on my own, what I can handle, my logical mind can handle. Because it's usually it's coming from your logical mind that it can't handle it. Because the soul is an expansive awareness of all being as one, and recognizing that anything mirroring it is its own reflection of itself. So it's mainly held within the program of feeling unsupported within the logical mind, that you feel anxiety or fear or jealousy or those sort of things that come up. Yeah. Okay, I think I've spoken enough for today with my coffee. Yeah, I think I see what Cherie's got to say. Yes, I'm doing similar. I moved staying with a friend, and she has a dog and a new kitten. I'm so grateful, but still feel not sure of the next step in this time. Yeah, Cherie, right? We're right there. So deep breaths, because you're being asked to trust your soul's navigation now rather than your logical mind's navigation. And that doesn't mean that you don't go on. Like, I just woke up one day and decided enough's enough. I need to move on. And when I did that, ding, 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 a light bulb went off in my head. House sitting. I'm like, house sitting? And this is the soul navigating you. And then, of course, you have to do the actions. Okay, get online, person house sitting. And I joined up with the house sitting thing. And then I ended up getting these beautiful house sitting. Like, it just boom, boom, boom. It happens like that. It's not that you are like, I'm waiting for the boat to come in, and then the boat comes in. You're like, no, I'm waiting for the boat to come in. No, the boat is that you actually do the actions, but it's coming from almost like, oh, I never thought of that before. Oh, I'm feeling, and it's coming from you to begin with, saying enough's enough. I need to move on, or I need another story, or I need to develop this into something else. I'm ready to experience something else. Coming from that point. Yeah. So very cool. Anyway, guys, I will love you and leave you until the next channel message. And I will be doing probably some more tarot as well. I've actually just ordered some more tarot decks because my other ones are still locked away. That were, so I've ordered some new ones because I love working with them. And yeah, I'm going to be having fun with you guys. Hopefully they'll come on Thursday or before Thursday or Friday when I go live again. If not, it'll be next week. But yeah, very cool. Okay, guys, until next time, bye.